Growing up in Polk County, I've had the opportunity to know Mike Parsons pretty much my whole life. As I look at politicians and the rap that they get nowadays, there's one word that comes to mind when I think of Mike Parson, and that is the word integrity. Integrity is what Mike Parsons is all about. Knowing him as sheriff, he did a wonderful job as sheriff of Polk County. He's done an excellent job as a representative for us in our district, and I look forward to the good work that he is going to do as senator for us. As Mike Parsons heads to the Capitol, I know that he will make decisions that reflect pretty much my family values and Polk County's values, his family values, and Missouri's values. And I'm glad to support him, and I hope that you will support him also.
My name's Don Babb. I'm the CEO of CMH in Bolivar, Missouri, and have been a friend of Mike Parsons for probably 25 years. And I've found Mike over the years to be a very honest, straightforward individual. I've known Mike when he was a sheriff here in Polk County. I knew him when he was an independent business individual here in town. And we've developed a friendship, and part of our friendship goes back to a point in our lives when we used to race a lot, and I still have race cars that I deal with, so we still get involved in that somewhat. But Mike has been an individual in my field where if I had issues at the state level in healthcare that we need to sit down and talk about, Mike was always open for discussion. Didn't always get everything we wanted, but he was there to listen and to learn about the issues we had. And when he had mentioned to me he was going to possibly run for the Senate seat at Delbert Scott's, I was pretty excited for Mike. I think Mike would fit that role very well. He's moved up in a leadership capacity at the House level, and I think has the ability to be a very strong advocate of this area, and not just health care, but all areas that he would represent in his district. So I, for one, would be a very strong advocate for Mike, not just because of our friendship, but because of his professional knowledge, his leadership abilities, and just his sheer honesty in the way he does business. So I would encourage anyone who is uncertain about how to vote that they talk to Mike and at least listen to him, because I think he would convince them that his skills and his ability would lead him to be a very good representative for all of us.
My name's Kay Williams. I'm a deputy sheriff with the Polk County Sheriff's Office. I've been a deputy sheriff with Polk County for over 28 years. Many years of that was working with Mike Parson. Mike and I started out almost 28 years ago as deputy sheriffs together under Sheriff Charlie Simmons. Qualities about Mike that were always good: you wanted to work with somebody you could trust. I could trust Mike. You wanted to work with somebody that you knew had your back. Mike was always good for that. As time progressed, the department grew some until Mike ran for sheriff and became sheriff of Polk County. From that point, I spent 12 years working not only with Mike but for him. The same qualities came through as sheriff as when I worked with him side by side. You knew that he always had people's concerns coming first. He took care of the department. He progressed. He knew how to manage the department. He knew how to make the most out of a budgeted fund. Mike was good for the people. He listened to them. He always put their concerns. It's always been a pleasure knowing Mike. I'm trying to think of as many things as I can, but there's too many. Knowing a guy for almost 30 years and having lots of laughs and even being shot at with him, there's just too many things to think of at one time. But I think in his bid for the state Senate seat, the people of this district could not ask for a better candidate.
Hi, my name's Mark Sconce. They asked me to say a few words about Mike Parsons, my friend. Well, what can you say about Mike Parsons? I've known him for 30 years, ever since he owned a gas station off a square in Bolivar. If you needed a vehicle fixed, you could take it to Mike and he'd get it done right. When he was elected to Polk County Sheriff, he took that same attitude in with the Sheriff's Office, respectability and pride. He took that on to the House of Representatives. He's always worked for the people in his district, his friends and his neighbors. Been a member of the Polk County Cattlemen for many years, member of the Missouri Cattlemen for many years. He believes in the rights of the cattleman and the rural farmer. I believe he'll fight for us in the Senate in Jeff City. Mike's my man for Missouri Senate.
I'm Mike Stevens, a pharmacist here in Bolivar, and I would like to say a word about Mike Parson. I've known Mike for many years as a fellow businessman, as the sheriff, and the representative for this area. And in each arena, Mike has been one of the most dedicated, hardworking, honest people that I've had the pleasure of dealing with. And I hope that you will all continue supporting him and his efforts to serve the people of this area.